Of Chuck, starting with, you know him as Rain from Earth, Fire, Wind, and Rain. And he can make the ingredients of any Subway sandwich sound oh so delicious. He's Big Mike. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Christopher Lawrence. He's a competent videographer, and he's an Ace of Base superfan. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jeff Barnes, Scott Krinsky. Alright, he's got a fat stack burning a hole in his crotch, and he's everyone's favorite Saskatchewan Hindu. It's Lester Patel, Vic Sahai. He's got some great financing deals if you're interested in a 2011 Toyota Sienna. And his spy name is Six Pack. He's, of course, Captain Awesome, Devin Woodcock. Next up, what's going on there, Case Logic? Data's daughter at your peril. He's Colonel John Casey, now formerly of the CIA. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Baldwin. What can I say about our next cast member, but she's the giant blonde she-male of Thailand. Intersect. It's Morgan Grimes, Joshua Gomez. And of course, you know him as either Chuck Bartowski, as Charles Carmichael, or even as the Schnook. He's the star of Chuck and the king of Comic-Con, Zachary Levi. Makes it all happen, the executive producer and co-creator of Chuck, Mr. Chris Vidak. Alright guys, we're going to leave plenty of time for fan questions, so when we say the magic word, which will be Tangiers, you run to the microphone, and one by one we'll get as many questions in as possible. Let's start off, guys, with obviously things managed to come down to the wire again, but you're able to go out on your own terms with Season 5. Chris, Zach, everyone, talk about what it's like to be able to go out on your own terms.
It's amazing. I mean, in network television, you don't always get the chance to write your own ending. I mean, Alf was captured by the bad guys, and we don't know what happened to him because he got canceled. So for our show, and I'm going to talk about Alf a lot today.
Maybe you could wrap Alf up in Season 5?
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. But no, it's amazing. It's amazing to write your own, amazing big ending, and it's like, we're really excited about it. The writers are really excited, and the cast, the challenge of like closing out this story in a really amazing and spectacular way. It's going to be a lot of fun.
And how about for you, Zach?
I think I've talked to some of you guys before about, it's definitely a mixed bag of feelings, and it's a little bittersweet for sure, but I think that there's a huge blessing in that we get one more crack, we get one more season where we all get to hang out and have a lot of fun and bring you guys the best show that we can make, and and we get to say goodbye to each other, and we get to say goodbye to you, and that's a really rare thing in television these days. So thank you guys so much.
Josh, you're the intersect now. What's going on?
Holy crap.
Let's talk about the character and sort of where is he going? How does he react to being the intersect? It sounds like he's going to have a blast.
Yeah, I think in true Morgan Grimes fashion, it's full steam ahead. I think unlike Chuck, where he was sort of, he actually thought things through and cared about the welfare of other human beings. Morgan just wants to, hurt people, take revenge. So no, I'm very excited. I'm scared to death. I saw the early schedule. I have your schedule. It's frightening. It's like, oh my God, I don't have a home life. I couldn't be more excited, and I just want to make sure I hope you guys enjoy it, and just bring some funny goofiness to the Intersect project, which was, I think, what it was designed for originally, was to provide laughter. So we'll see. So far, not so good.
That's where the writers come in. So what happens with Chuck? I mean, is he okay with not being the intersect anymore? Can he be a spy without the Chuck food? What's going on with him this season?
I wouldn't say he's like totally 100% okay. Like that was the perfect solution for him. I think he definitely at the beginning of our season wants the intersect. He wants those powers. I mean, once you have those abilities, it's kind of hard to say goodbye to them, especially when your best friend now has them. But this season is very much about the fact that this is back to basics for Chuck. We've always enjoyed the fact that for our show, Chuck's solutions, the way he gets out of problems are how he thinks them through. He figures out the clever solution. And so for this season, we wanted to get back to that. Like, we wanted to say, well, what happens when you take away Superman's cape? What happens then? And then Chuck has to be far greater now. And so it's very much still the Chuck show. It's very much about him coming up with those clever, smart solutions and getting out of trouble and always having to be the real guy and also be a real spy man, without the superpowers.
So Yvonne, you got to kick some ass quite a bit, obviously in the Thailand episode of Phase 3 episode. What are you looking forward to doing in this final season? And how has Sarah evolved now that she's married? What do you hope for your character?
Well, I think first of all, I'm looking forward to taking a bit of a break now that Joshy here is going to take up most of the limelight. Yeah, but I don't know, I hope I get to kick some more ass. I love that Thailand episode. That was one of my favorite things ever to do that break. It was awesome. Part 2, yeah.
And going down the line, Adam, we're hearing talk that... We hear Colonel Casey may get a new love interest this season. Is it time for the good Colonel to find true love? What's going on there?
Define true. The talking points here that I've been
The talking points.
Season 5 talking points. Just want to make sure I get this right. Don't give any.
What he's not allowed to say.
I perused them earlier, and I'm just sort of reflecting upon. So something about Casey has either met his match or his love match. What's her name?
Her name is Gertrude Verbansky.
Gertrude Verbansky.
And she runs. The fun part of this season is that Chuck's now running his own company. It's Carmichael Industries, and so essentially they have, unlike General Battle getting on the Carmichael Industries,
I approve.
And their big competition is Verbansky Corporation, which is the best private spy company in the world. And so we have a lot of fun this year with not only the competition but the romantic competition that happens between
Have
the
you
two
done the
companies.
casting yet?
We're working on it.
Suggestions as to
Oh,
who
yeah.
you'd like to have have fun.
Those casting sessions, is there room for one more?
How about Betty White for Gertrude? Hashtag Betty White for Gertrude.
Chris, I do hear you have some other casting news, though. What can you share for the next season?
We do. We have, in our first episode coming back, like any Chuck episode, it's jam-packed with stuff, and we have a couple of villains, and I'm very excited that we just cast the first villain, and it'll be played by Mark Hamill. I got to talk to Luke Skywalker on the phone. It was like the most amazing. It's just fantastic. That's the fun of the show. It's just like, I get to meet all my good friends.
Who is going to be the baddie this year? Who are they going to be fighting? Is it going to be the CIA, perhaps?
The CIA is definitely, this year when you go into private business, the CIA doesn't always, love that idea. So the team will definitely be kind of running afoul of some of the people that they worked for in the past. But we have a couple big bad guys and stuff that we don't want to quite reveal quite yet. But it's definitely going to become. I mean, the show is still a spy show, and there's still a big mythology that we're just kind of. We're going to change up a lot of the things that we think about the show now. A lot of the things that are the givens. By the end of this year, will be changed, and we'll have a new perspective on things. So it's going to be it's a lot of big reveals.
But you are going to find a way to have Beckman come back and
yes, yeah. Benita's still very much a part of the show, and.
So, Mr. Awesome. Obviously, your character in Ellie had a big life change with the baby, but also toward the end of the season, you were kind of starting to gravitate back towards Chuck's world. Where do you see you guys heading, Devin and Ellie, this season?
Well, I've had a lot of ideas and notes that I've been given feedback during the hiatus, and this is where I see us going, feedback. Well, first of all, let's talk about the new Intersect. I wish we had a montage of pictures of how his hair has morphed from the original Morgan that I knew and loved to now his hair is starting to become like Captain Awesome's. And it's a little disturbing to me. Not only that, but the fact that we're going to be dealing with a romance for Adam Baldwin. I don't know if there's much room for Awesome in this show anymore between his hair and Baldwin here as romance. It sounds like there is. That's terrible for you. That's just horrible.
That wasn't blatant at all, Ryan.
No, I hope that with Baby Claire, obviously, the stakes are really high, so it'd be very selfish for me to get into the spy world without there being an absolute need. And I think our writers do a great job of, when I do get into the spy world, there's that need for me to be there to be of some service. So, who knows what it'll be? They don't tell me much because they know I'll spill all the secrets to you guys. So.
We should add, by the way, that Sarah Lancaster couldn't make it, but she obviously sends her regrets. Apparently, you're killing her off in episode 1. She's not happy. Not happy at all.
Don't get them in an uproar. They will turn on us quickly.
So, the Buy More guys, what's going on? There's yet another new owner for the Buy More. Where does that put Big Mike? Where does that put Jeffster?
Do you want us to answer in unison? I've said this before, but you could address us individually, and my actor's name.
You don't have a conflict.
Feel that we would like Spy World, us, singing is tough, I didn't even get a microphone, that's how respectful I am.
Or is this some fireworks in the Jeffster relationship, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Yeah?
I just hope, and Chris, maybe you can address this a little bit, that I get some scenes this season in the actual show. I don't know if that's where we're going with the character.
Without me, he wants to without me.
Good. And Chris, you have teased Jeff versus Lester. Can you elaborate on that?